I am Michelle with two L's.
And I'm Natalie the Red.
And we are Force of Entertainment. And we are here today to give you our spoiler review of Chapter 6 of the Book of Boba Fett, also known as The Mandalorian, in between Mandalorian Season 2 and 3.
The Mandalorian Season 3 prelude.
Yes, basically. Let's get into that, into this chapter. You guys know I was a big fan of last week, which is sad because Boba Fett was not in it at all.
And this week on The Mandalorian.
Basically, that's what it was. And on this week, we got anyone who's watched this channel for any length of time knows how much I deeply love Grogu. And we got Grogu, aka Baby Yoda, back in this episode. I genuinely was a little surprised. I kind of thought it would go back to Boba Fett in this one.
Right.
And
I did too.
And instead we'll get to Yoda, and we'll get to Baby Yoda in a second. But the episode actually begins with Cobb Vanth back, and it was nice to see Timothy.
The gang was, well, not some of the important gang, but it's just like people were coming together in a cool way.
Yeah, we had. I know him as Raylan Jennings or whatever his name was from Rectify or Justify. But yeah, he was back, and that was nice to see him. He's in it, well, I guess a couple times and throughout this chapter. But then we get Mando, and we see Mando is clearly heading on his way to see young Grogu. And right from the bat, I mean, this whole episode was just, it had me in the feels. Yeah. Like from the moment it started, I was in my feels. And it was a wide range of feels, from happiness. And well, it was all happy. But
I would almost describe it as it was kind of magical.
It was. It really was.
There really were magical moments.
Yes, and I enjoyed, I think, because the first 4 episodes were obviously all on Tatooine. Again, I enjoyed the breakup of being on a desert planet and going to whatever planet Luke is on. I mean, it was just kind of a beautiful green planet.
So pretty.
Yes. Yeah. And of course, when Mando lands, just right off the bat, you see R2D2, and that always makes me smile because I love R2D2. And then so you get that. Then you get the shot of Grogu and Luke. And of course, what else would Grogu do with the Force but get a frog that he's trying to eat?
Yes.
And it was just so awesome to see Luke training young Grogu. And something that caught my attention, again, which just kind of speaks to the growth and the arc that they gave Luke Skywalker in the original trilogy. I mean, how far removed does he seem from the boy on Tatooine who's whining and complaining and now in this and definitely, has that high pitch throughout that movie. And now you get him here, and he's truly like mastered his emotions.
Yeah,
he's in control.
True.
Like he's truly that Jedi master.
In his Jedi form.
He is. Like you're finally getting to see, as Ahsoka refers to him, as Master Luke. And I mean, that for itself as a fan was just a lot of fun. And clearly, guys, we knew that they had hired that YouTuber who does the deep fakes. I was impressed.
It was awesome.
Yes.
I thought it looked great. I mean, it's like Michelle said, like, yes, Sebastian Stan would make an awesome Luke, but when you can do, a deep fake that well, it's like,
we'll just do this.
Just let it be young Mark Hamill.
Yeah, I mean, I thought he looked great. I mean, such a vast improvement from the end of Mandalorian season 2 with the technology that they were using for Luke, and the voice sounded amazing.
I'm like, how do they make it sound just like him?
Yeah, because I mean, even Mark Hamill, if he were to record those lines today, as he's aged, his voice doesn't sound like it did in Return of the Jedi, and yet that's the voice that they captured. So I just thought that was great all along. Then, again, continuing, it just kind of builds this episode on the emotions and the feels that you get watching it. Because even, small things like Luke walking with Grogu, and let me tell you about a Jedi Master, and you hear Yoda's theme music play. And I mean, that got me.
It was just like, it was like a tour of just like all the feels, like you said.
It was. And then, him asking Grogu, do you remember your like where you're from, and him touching him and allowing him to remember, and us seeing Grogu in the Jedi Temple when Order 66 took place, and his memories, which of course are sad,
Yeah.
watching that happen. That was interesting, and
I know it kind of broke my heart for the little child to see that.
I know he's been through a lot, guys.
He has.
He's been through a lot. And then you get Ahsoka sneaking up kind of on Mando, and that was a nice surprise. I really didn't expect to see her in this. I really didn't.
Gang's all here.
I should have known when Dave Filoni was directing this episode that Ahsoka was going to appear, and lo and behold, there she was. She was there, and their conversation was very nice that she has with Mando, and how
it was. I told Michelle at first I was like, come on, Ahsoka, just take Mando to Grogu. But then it's like I understood, where she was coming from.
And Mando, I love how, again, I've said this, if you go back to our old Mandalorian episodes, it's amazing how much emotion they express through a masked man, because you could feel his wrestling on what he was going to do.
I don't know how he does it, but yes, it's like he's so good at that.
Well, I think it has to be camera work too. Right. How the camera kind of
stays on him at times, and it's like you understand what he's feeling. You do. You understand how badly he could see him in the distance with Luke, and how badly he wanted to go see him. To just go see the little guy. And she even called him on it gently. She's like, "Is it for him or is it for you?" And it's like, we all know it's for him. Like him being Mando. Like he wants to see him. He loves him, and he wants to see his little adopted green son so badly. But he makes the decision to, when she says it will be harder on Grogu if he sees you. And it was just sweet, we'll give him this for me. So their little moment was... That would be hard. Yes, that'd be very hard. And Mando makes that. And then, oh gosh, when Mando's ship, which I'm liking more and more, by the way. It's pretty cool, actually, his new ship. When he was flying off and little Grogu reached his hand out, like you could tell it was him. It was like, oh, I know, rip your heart out. It was so all this was, my feels were just really, really high. The feels were activated. They were so activated all throughout this. But then what really got it too, well, I mean, him reaching out for it was sweet. But then also when Ahsoka finally walks up behind Luke, I have been wanting a scene with Ahsoka and Luke forever. Like, since that I knew that since I knew Ahsoka was going to be in live action, like I've wanted that so badly, and to finally get it, I literally, when I saw them together, I was sitting by myself watching this morning, and I went like, and I just paused with my hand like covering my mouth because I was in shock. Or movie moments like that. Yes, I was just like, it was what I wanted, and then. I'll be transparent with you. Did some tears fall from my eyes? They did. And I had to wipe it away. It was just, I was overwhelmed. It was like, I don't know. I wanted it so badly. And for her to make the comment to him, "You're so much like your father." It was that was just like, I think that might've been even where I teared up. I don't know, but it was special. And and we'll get to this, my thoughts on this kind of towards the end. He mentions about the Mandalorian was here, and they talk about his attachment, and Luke says about young Grogu as he's training, and his whole training scene with the remote. Yes, that was really fun. A scene. All the scenes with Grogu were fun. Him and Luke. He's instead of Luke carrying Yoda around, this time it's vice versa. Right. But anyways, when Luke says to Ahsoka, "What should I do?" And she says, "Trust your instincts." And I want to get back to that because I've got thoughts on that. But then, of course, the scene moves away, and we get Cobb Vanth again. And as soon as I saw the figure walking, I was like, it's Cad Bane. And I knew that the Star Wars people are going to be so happy. I could tell. See, I didn't know about this character. And then when I got on Twitter, I saw that, the excitement for it. Yes, this character is kind of a big deal, actually. He is. He was in Clone Wars, and I don't really recall him being in Rebels. Maybe he was in Rebels. You guys can correct me if I'm wrong on that, but he was definitely in Clone Wars. Yes, he's just kind of like a bad character. He's not a friendly looking fellow. No. And I picked that. And he's genuinely dangerous. Like, even Obi-Wan and them struggled with him. Well, just like, to be honest, I didn't expect. Oh, I don't think he's dead at all. Okay, good.
Yeah. Did you see them coming almost like to help him? Not to mention, I think they'll take him to Jabba's palace and he'll get put in the bacta tank that we have come to know for the first 4 episodes.
Come to know and maybe not love.
But I think he's fine. I don't think he's dead at all.
And even his like sidekick over there is like, that's sad.
It kind of hit Cad Bane kind of like in the side, I think. Oh, okay. I think he'll be fine. He'll be in the battle.
So that guy wasn't necessarily shooting to kill.
No, I think he was. Maybe he just I don't know. Maybe he's dead. I don't think he's dead. I think he's going to be fine. I mean, if Fennec Shan can survive, right in the stomach, direct shot, I think he can be fine. We forgot to mention they do show Boba Fett and
do they?
Yes, and he's in it. He's in his own show. And Fennec Shan, and of course Mando. That's when Mando goes to Cobb Vanth and tries to get him to come help.
And he's like, listen, don't make me beg.
He's like, come on. But of course, they're setting up this big final battle that will be in the next episode, the last episode, I'm guessing. And so it was cool to see Cad Bane in person. I thought they actually did a pretty good job with kind of a difficult character to recreate in live action.
And they truly did like a Star Wars Western showdown.
Yes, like, it was. You could feel the tension.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was good. And then, of course, the episode ends with Luke showing Grogu what the Mandalorian brought him.
And can we
little armor? Oh my God.
Can we just appreciate it for a minute?
Let's take a moment and appreciate what the armor made for Grogu.
I just don't understand. So physically
tiny. So small. It's so small.
The words of New Girl.
Yeah, it's so small. And that was
little armor.
And that was so sweet. And then he's like, but are you gonna have this? Or are you gonna have this? And he pulls out Yoda's green lightsaber, and Grogu's like, ooh, as any kid would be.
Right.
Or adult. Or me, if it was real. But anyways, he's excited about it. And he says, you've got to choose, basically, this decision. And that's what I'm going to get to. So that's kind of the episode. Obviously, I really enjoyed it.
Choose because my heart wanted to know, but I'll just have to wait. See, like I'm really pumped to see the next episode.
Yeah.
Now. At the start of the show, I did not think I would be saying this, but there it is.
And it still is a problem that in order to get me excited about the Book of Boba Fett, you had to bring in basically Mando, the prelude to season 3. But you know what? I'll take what I can get, and I've enjoyed these 2 episodes, so it is what it is. We'll move past it. This episode gave me all the feels. And okay, so here's my thoughts. You guys want my thoughts on what's going to happen? I
do.
I think Grogu will choose Mando because I believe that will set up Luke taking Grogu back to Mando, at which point they can be in the big fight next week. Maybe, again, guys, I may be totally wrong. That's my prediction.
Make sense.
That's my prediction.
Yeah.
And then that goes back to Ahsoka's words. When she says, so much like your father, and he says, what should I do? She says, trust your instincts. Is Luke going to continue the dogmatic ways of the prequel Jedi that led to their fall ultimately? Or will he be more like his father who had attachments? It's kind of like, Luke, buddy, you are here because of Anakin's attachments. Had he not kind of broken that Jedi thing, you're not alive, buddy. And then also it's like, Luke, let's not be hypocritical here because I don't think that you've lost your attachment to Leia or Han. Or any of them. So
exactly. I think you've still got some attachments.
He definitely has some attachments. So why can't Grogu have some attachments? And I feel like I'm at least this is my hope. I'm believing those lines again with Ahsoka. You're so much like your father and trust your instincts. I'm believing that ultimately Luke will allow Grogu to see Mando to not make him fully detach. That's what I'm saying, and still get to train him to a degree is what I'm hoping for.
We were saying this morning after I'd watched the episode, it would be awesome if it could be. It's like, why can't it be both? So that's what I think we're both hoping this will go, evolve into.
We want our cake and we want to eat it too.
We do.
And again, Luke he doesn't say goodbye to Leia or Han. No. Like, he's very close to them. And even Lando. We know that from the sequels that we're not going to talk about. But anyways.
And some say Luke got married.
Well, that was in the old day. That was in the
old canon.
Yeah.
Not canon,
the old canon. Yeah.
Yes.
But yeah, so that's kind of my thoughts of what I think where that's going to go. I'm hoping Luke comes to his senses and realizes some attachments maybe are okay. They're good attachments. They can be good. And maybe with his father, had they not ripped him away from his mother, he wouldn't have turned to the dark side. That's my theory on that. So let's see what Luke does in the next this final episode that I'm now really excited for to see what's going to happen. Where's this going to go?
Now I'm like, I got to wait a week.
Yeah.
Find out what happens with this and who shows up.
But I mean, I really want Luke. I really want Grogu to have his armor and his lightsaber. I mean,
can we get both?
Have we not seen the prequels? Some of those Jedi could have really benefited from some Beskar armor.
It's true. Like, why not combine the best of both?
Then they're invincible.
Truly.
I mean, so we'll see. But what did you guys think? Were you guys in your feels? Did you like it? Did you not like it? Share your thoughts below. And if you are not yet, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. Also give the video a thumbs up. And as always, ladies and gentlemen, remember to be a force of light. All right. Bye, guys.